Hi guys. Before I get started, I just want to apologize. I am not I'm not really sure where I'm going with this. I have tried to really think about what I want to talk about or what I want to say or how I want to say it, and it's just not there. So I just figured if I just sit down and I push record and I just see what comes out, we can get through this. And first, I want to tell you that I was not planning to make this video. I figured that by now you would know that if there was something good to be said, that I'd say it, and that once I got to this point, which started to feel inevitable, that I would just not have anything to say, because it would only sound negative and it would only sound self-loathing, and that's unfair because I should be able to express that if that's how I feel. But I also think that so many of you love me through all of those things already, and those are places that I haven't avoided in the past. So out of respect to all of you who care about me and who have been reaching out to me, I felt like it was the right thing to do to talk to you right now. But please be mindful and please understand, I'm coming to you from a really dark place right now. And there is a lot that I have been avoiding even thinking about, let alone talking about and just putting out into the world. So just keep that in mind. This is not going to be a pleasant video. So today is August 15th, and as of today, I am relieved of any fertility treatment contracts that I had previously signed up with, and I no longer have any embryos or really any options. I don't have a single penny right now that I could put towards treatments, and I'm all out of gusto. I'm just completely deflated. I just have nothing left. Nothing. I am so gutted right now. And more than half of the issue, in my honest opinion, is the fact that I'm upset with myself, because I just feel like of course a 300-pound 32-year-old woman with PCOS and major insulin resistance issues and who knows what else, of course you're not going to get pregnant. Of course you're not going to get what you want. And I think that I don't think that I did anything that much differently than anybody else would have. Being given the opportunity to treat this as aggressively as possible and having that much financial help makes you think, well, I'm already on a race against time with my eggs, with what few there are that are any good. Let's just throw all the drugs at this and It works for everybody else, right? That's how it feels. So, should I have taken a year off to lose weight? Yeah, of course. When I lost 30 pounds before the first IVF and that failed, I thought, well, I know that wasn't enough weight, but that's significant. It was the most weight I had taken off in a very long time and kept off. And when the drugs start causing water retention or whatever the weight gain is that they cause, it starts to feel like, well, I can't police myself that closely. I'm just going to get stressed out because I can't help it if I gain weight from all of these drugs. I mean, just the number of drugs that I was on in the last year, it's staggering. But I should have been. I should have paid more attention to that, and I should have refused to do a single thing until I lost a significant enough amount of weight. And if nothing else, got under control all of my major emotional eating issues that have been cropping up over the last few years. I should have been extremely vigilant, and when people tried to comfort me with food, I should have not let them. But as I've said in the past, it became this survival instinct because I felt like they were the ones who needed the comfort because they feel so bad for me that they felt like they felt good. They felt like they were accomplishing something and even briefly making me feel joyful if, they gave me something to eat that I shouldn't have. And it's a terrible excuse, but I can't tell you how many times I ate something that I didn't even really want because I felt like this will make them feel better because they don't know how else to comfort me. They don't know what to say, and they know there's nothing they can say, but they can bring ice cream, I let too much of that go on, and I knew while it was all happening that I shouldn't have. So instead of getting upset with myself and punishing myself for all of that, I'm just going to be grateful for everything that I accomplished. I put myself through all of that, and I would do it again. It was really hard, but I learned a lot. And I think that, just if there's any victory to be celebrated, I have more medical history for the future. So when it comes to tomorrow and what's going on from now until whenever, I have nothing. And that's really hard because all this time, there's always been a next step. There's always been another mile marker that I could look forward to and just keep moving. Right now, I have nothing. Nothing. And it's terrifying. I don't need to take thyroid medication anymore. I don't need to take metformin anymore. I don't need to do so many things. And it feels terrifying to just let things like that go. But what am I going to do? Am I going to just keep throwing money and drugs at the same thing and expecting that somehow it's going to pull through? I only have 3 years left, not even, until I'm considered advanced maternal age and that they wouldn't even want to use my eggs anymore. Not most places anyway. So I'm going to fight like fucking hell for the next 3 years. Like hell. Because if it still doesn't work, at least I know I did. And the last year of my life, I was not fighting. I was just complying and just following a chart. I need to lose weight. I need to get healthier. That's something that I want to do regardless. If I had a family, I would want to be healthy for them. But I took an opportunity as a way of trying to bypass the issues, because I thought if I can just get there, I'll deal with it all after that. So I'm giving myself time, which is hard to do because this feels like such a frantic thing. But that's all I've got. That is all I have right now. And in my 35th year, if it's looking really grim and it just isn't what it needs to be, yes, I will consider other options. But right now, things like surrogacy and egg donation and adoption, none of that is an option right now. Because even if I wanted to, I couldn't afford it. Because the truth is, as staggering as my last series of treatments were financially, they're still the most affordable option, and they're still the most attractive option. And not that having our own biological child should even be put up to question. That's something that is just a right we're given as human beings, and we want to pursue that. And I'm not happy. I'm uncomfortable. I am unhealthy. So I have to work on that. And otherwise, I have to just let everything else go. I am probably more devastated and more bitter than most women that you encounter who are trying to conceive. Just because of the sheer amount of time that I've put into it, thinking back to all the times that I was begging doctors for diagnosis, going to appointment after appointment after appointment, and just kind of being told, well, you're just sort of fat, lose some weight and come back. And I was having so much trouble identifying the issue. The sad thing is there's probably other things that are still wrong that I still haven't been diagnosed with. And I have had plenty of people suggest that I see a different specialist. Well, being that this was our second opinion specialist, it is kind of frustrating to think that anything we pursue in the future will have to come from a different person, but it probably will have to. I will need someone who just looks at everything differently. I have to ignore the fact that my current facility is very close. It is one of the most affordable, and it is comfortable to me. I know the staff. I have been there a million times. But I think that it's time for a third opinion when the time is right, and a whole new plan of action. And if that third opinion sucks, or if I don't feel any better off, I really don't mind still using the same specialists I've been to. I'm not disappointed in them at all. They've been pretty responsive to the things that I've said, the concerns that I've had. They did take action when I needed more drugs. I think that they've been pretty progressive and pretty decent, considering I didn't get anything out of any of that time that I spent with them. But I definitely saw improvements from one cycle to the next. And I don't even know if I'll see any of them ever again, you know? I can't be so quick to try and make plans. I think plans make me feel comfortable, and they make me feel less frantic. They make me feel, look, because even when you've got plans, even when there's nothing holding you back, when you have all the money and all the options, it still takes forever to get to each point. I need to not worry so much about that and just do nothing for the first time in a really long time. So I don't really know what more from me you'll hear. I certainly don't plan to vanish, but it's hard to have surrounded myself in what feels like a sea of women who have families and pregnant bellies, because there's just not many of us left that aren't. And I'm not going to lie to you and act like that isn't difficult and that it doesn't just completely burn and feel like a kick in the gut when, you know, you're having one of your dark days and it's hard to even get out of bed, and it's just everybody who loves and supports you, you feel like a monster because you don't know how to love and support them, because it would require you to see it all and just feel the pain. I'm worried about my marriage. Because I just know how much hurt lives here right now. It feels like morning. But I'm just hoping that fear can help motivate me. And that someday this will all be so far behind us. But in the meantime, thank you. Thank you so much.